That's right. Let me get this. This 1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 8. But we know that the law is good if a man use it lawfully. So that's right. If you're not running around here being a hypocrite, you know what I mean? Because you got to prove what you're saying. You know what I mean? So if you say, oh man, nah, it don't matter, man. You know, your woman was married before, you got to put her away, man. She slept with another man before you got to put her away. You got to be lawful, right? No. We in captivity. You don't know. You got people that lie. You can't go. You
Check
can't.
the sheets.
That's right. Exactly. So that's what Paul is talking about.
Yeah.
But the things that we can do, that we are. You know? But that's the thing. Israel don't know. Israel don't consider. You know, we got to start considering, man. That's why we in such a captivity. Such an oppressive state, man. It says, this is verse 9, knowing this, that the law is not made for a righteous man, but for the lawless and disobedient. That's right. I mean that they don't have the mindset to seek to the law. Okay? When they open their mouth, their words line up with the people of this world, man. Let me get that. 1 John chapter 4, verse 5. It says, but for the lawless and disobedient, for the ungodly and for sinners, for unholy, what holy means? Set aside. So unholy is what? Not set aside. It's the opposite. Right? It says for profane, for murderers, for fathers and murderers of mothers, for manslayers, for whoremongers, for them that defile themselves with mankind, for men stealers, for liars, for perjured persons, and if there be any other thing that is contrary to sound doctrine. So that means what? Anything that you're going against that's in the scripture, that's in your power to do, you know what I mean? And you're not doing it, you're not seeking diligently, walking circumspect, then what? Lord gonna deal with you. Now, we know it ain't an easy thing. You know what I mean? The scripture tells us it's not easy. You know? Go ahead, let's read that what you got.
It's the book of 1 John, chapter 4, verse 5. They are of the world, therefore speak they of the world, and the world heareth them.
The world hear them. Why?
Verse 6. We are of Yahweh, and he knoweth Yahweh heareth us. He that is of Yahweh heareth not us. Hereby know we the spirit of truth and the spirit of error.
That's right. That's how you know the spirit of truth and the spirit of error. So when you're in this truth, you're departing from wickedness. You're departing from folly and madness, right? You're departing from sin. All right? Let's get 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 11. I got it. All right, this is 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 11. Persecutions, let's do verse 10. But thou hast fully known my doctrine, manner of life, purpose, faith, long-suffering, and charity, patience, persecutions, afflictions, which came unto me at Antioch and Iconium, at Lystra. What persecutions I endured, but out of them all the Lord delivered me. Yeah, all that will live godly in Christ shall suffer persecution. Why? Because in this system, a man is, let's get that, Proverbs 28 and 2. You know, why is it that those that follow after Christ, going after good things, why are they suffering? You know, because this world don't line up with it. This world don't line up with the scriptures. Everything around us teaches us to do what? Hearken unto sin, live as the world, do as all the wicked, okay? Which inherit the earth. All right.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 2. For the transgression of the land, many are the princes thereof. But by a man of understanding and knowledge, the state thereof shall be prolonged. Verse 3. Verse 12. When righteous men do rejoice, there is great glory. But when the wicked rise, a man is hidden.
A man is hidden. When the wicked rise, a man is hidden. And 28 should look the same. 28.
Verse 28. When the wicked rise, men hide themselves. But when they perish, the righteous increase.
That's right. That's right. So, look, that's why we out here suffering day in and day out. Okay? Paul went through it, you know, and the men that were with him, the men that were with him. Why? Let's get it. 2 Timothy chapter 3 says what? At verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. And that's what's happening in these last days. This is the last days. And this is perilous times. Why though? For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. All right? All things that's contrary to the book, to righteousness, to justice, to equity, man. So, what's happening in these last days, man? It's hard for everybody to hear this truth. And it's hard for a man of understanding, not hard, but for a man of understanding, we're going to see those men of understanding get destroyed. We are hearing a man of understanding get scoffed at, all right? Pushed to the wayside, you know? Those who you calling out to, they pulling away the shoulder, man. Because what? We have men of understanding, like Paul said. He said that we're going to suffer, right? Christ said we're going to suffer, man. What you got, 10?
I got 10.
Go ahead.
The book of John, chapter 8, verse 31. Then said Yahushua to those Jews which believed on him, if ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed. Verse 32, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
That's right. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. But we keep coming, putting ourselves in bondage, man. And then when you put Jake in a bad spot, Jake want to support the business and stuff like this, right? You're supposed to seek for your own, you know, prefer your own first. And what is Jake doing? They see you out here, and then your people come up and they buy from you. You know what I mean? Your people come up and they buy from you. What they doing? When they breaking the Sabbath. The scriptures say you gotta gather with Yahushua. You don't gather with Yahushua, you scatter abroad. You know? So it says in 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 3, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. Come on, man. Despisers of those that are good, man. And that's what our people, it continues to happen out here, man. When you see a man understanding out here trying to give perspective, you know, that's what we did in our infancy, right? See an old man tell you, pull up your pants, you want to, man, whatever. You know what I mean? You see a wise man, hey, y'all pull up your pants, y'all show yourself presentable. And what we do. And that's the same way, we like the scripture said, they worse than their fathers. They worse than their forefathers, man. It says, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, traitors. You know, you're cool. You're cooling for the white man, you know? That's wickedness, man. Traitors. It says, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of Yahweh. And that's what I'm saying. When the Lord gave us his law, set this covenant with us, we took it as the Lord dealing treacherously with us, man. Our people taking it as the Lord dealing treacherously with them. Oh man, he want to bring us under bondage, under the... No. How you... Well, man, listen, I want to love who I want to love. I believe that we Israelites, but I want to love another... I want to be a man and love another. No. You want to be like how the church wanted you to be, man. That's wickedness, man. Let me get Nehemiah chapter 2, verse 10.
Nehemiah 2 and 10?
Yeah. So we got to stop doing wickedness, man. We got to stop being like the other nations. Every time Jake sees somebody trying to help, and don't you notice that, man? You don't even bring it about. You're talking about the oppression that blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans go through. You know, I was telling a Hispanic woman at work, I was telling her, I said, if you ain't have to be here, what would you do? You know, I said, if you didn't have to be here at this job, working, what would you do? You know what this Hispanic woman said? She said, I'll be out there being a protector. And I told her something more of a, a life where I get to, kind of get away from all this wickedness. You know what I mean? And not put myself from around my people. And I told her, these my exact words, because where I am spiritually, I don't want to be from around my people. But I want to be at a place where I can be in seclusion, man. Being in the spirit, basically. She said she want to be a detective.
She want to be an oppressor.
Yeah. So I'm like, I explained to her, this system makes those people that you go after, man. I said, you fighting an uphill battle, right? In so many words, you fighting an uphill battle.
Fighting the battle that they want to go on.
That's right. They manufacture that behavior.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I asked her, I told her I used to be a prison guard. I said, but you know what? I looked around and I realized these people that are here, they making the state, they making the violent rich men a lot of money. So it's a purpose that they're here for. That's why they want them here. Now I didn't go breaking down the bike because we at work. You gotta have wisdom, she wasn't gonna be able if she telling me she wanna be a detective, what make you think she gonna receive that milk? You know what I mean? So I had to deal with her on her level. That wasn't until I said, hey, look what happened to them. Look, okay, I said when I was young, I went to the Alamo. Or we talked about the Alamo. That's very offensive. But they talked about it, the contrary talked about it as if that's a great thing, right?
They teach their kids that in history.
They teach their kids that in history. So when you talking about these things, what happened? Israel get all mad and bent out of shape. Man, forget the past, man. That's old stuff, man. Hey, well, man, you ain't supposed to be about, hey, man, I'm trying to get this money. That's one of the new ones, man. I'm trying to get this money. They don't want to hear about the way to walk in a mournful light, seeking judgment, right? Walking in a mournful light, man, hey, that's a good thing in this system, man. Because showing that you actually alive. You dead when you walking around here living the way that the so-called white man live and other heathen. So this is what Israel do.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 2 and 10, right? Chapter 2, verse 10. When Sanballat, the Horonite, and Tobiah, the servant of the Ammonite, heard of it, he grieved them exceedingly, that there was come a man to seek the welfare of the children of Israel.
Give me that again.
When Sanballat, the Horonite, and Tobiah, the servant of the Ammonite, heard of it, it grieved them exceedingly, that there was come a man to seek the welfare of the children of Israel.
Come on now. When you seek the welfare of your own people, isn't that on us in these last days? Isn't that a sign that's on us? When we try to do right by our own people, you got Jake riling up, man. Well, look, man, with all those sayings that I just mentioned, man. Hey, we don't want to, hey, a white man treat me good. They ain't all bad. We want to talk about that wickedness, man. It's a good thing that we know that who our enemy is, man. It's a good thing that we know who our enemy is, okay? So that we can do what? Turn back to the Lord. Seek justice. Seek equity. Psalms 37 and 14. There's the book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 14. The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and the needy, and to slay such as be of upright conversation. Such as be of upright conversation. Well, what conversation you talking about, man? Well, we speak often one to another. Those who fear the Lord speaking often one to another about what? These oppressions, this affliction. Remembering what? That our forefathers have dealt with these things. Not forgetting. Let me get that. Deuteronomy 4 and 9. We ain't supposed to be forgetting. So what? When we speaking in these conversations, what are we talking about? The things that we endured. The things that our forefathers endured when they were brought here, right? And then when this book of remembrance is open to you, it should give you understanding to do what? Turn from your wicked ways, seek the law, right?
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 9. Only take heed to thyself. Take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life. But teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons.
That's right. So we're supposed to be teaching what? The law, statutes, commandments based off of with the spirit of fear. With the spirit that of love that Yahushua, black man, Christ, who the world calls Jesus, died for his people, man. That love, you're supposed to remind your kids of that thing. Okay? Law, statutes, commandments, how you're supposed to be holy. The way that you show yourself holy, set aside in this system of oppression, right? All right? Teach them to read, get in these scriptures, be diligent, live diligently, you know? That's what we're supposed to be doing in these last days, man. Not forget it. Not forgetting the fear that the Lord put on us with doing what? Destroying our forefathers that turned to live as the heathen and do as the heathen, right? Having the spirit of fear of these curses, right? Of anger, you know what I mean? Seeking equity, you know? That's the things we're supposed to be reminding our children of. That's the things that we're not supposed to forget, right? So yeah, we're gonna suffer because you're going against the grain. You get Matthew 10 and 24. So yeah, so-called white man, he bent his bow towards the poor and the needy and those that be of an upright conversation. Scratch that. Let me get Philippians chapter 3, verse 20. We talk about the conversation. Well, Apostle Paul already said anything